Morning guys, my name is Albert. I'm going to be in the kitchen today doing some cooking. I'll be cooking spinach, African way, Liberian way of cooking. Sometime, when you don't want to go to the restaurant or you single guy live by yourself, you can learn from this and get in the kitchen and do your own cooking. Sometimes if you don't want to go and spend some money in the restaurant, just buy a few things and do your own cooking. It's good for you to have that skill, It'll be good in a relationship to, impress your lady also. So today what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be cooking spinach. I will start with spinach today, and maybe next I'm going to use today. I think everyone know this. This is onion. So that's the onion right there. We're going to use that for the meat and stuff, season the meat from there. And this is what we cook. We call this the crown shrimp, maggi. A lot of people call it chicken soup or something like that. And this is some form of seasoning too, chicken flavor, and use some black pepper in there to season the meat and all this stuff. And this is another type of seasoning there, the same chicken. This is salt and stuff, and some of the meat, and this is the spinach that I talk about. We're gonna cook this one, this type of spinach. This is the one that I'm gonna cook. And I don't know, some guys, if you know about chicken feet, we eat chicken feet. And this is some pig feet and some dry fish. Liberian way of cooking, we don't cook one type of meat, we cook different type of meats and stuff like that. And this is some hard chicken, we call it a hard chicken. And this is some fish, we call it the papano or something like that. And some pig feet in here. And then I got another fish called the tilapia also. So I'm gonna cut this off into pieces and season it real well. Before you do your cooking, you gotta make sure wash your hands very good, brother or sister. Make sure your hands is clean, or this is food you're touching. But you gotta make sure you have a clean hand. You don't wanna just stick your hand from anywhere. Put on your food. I'm gonna make sure and just take out all the nails from the chicken feet. Don't put it in your food. Take it out. And get all this meat and stuff here, some chicken here, fish and stuff. Cut off your chicken feet, and this is the part I'm gonna be cooking. See how big it is? African home, we don't cook small food, man. Cook a lot of food. The reason the pot is big like this because we cook a lot of different meat in there. Chicken feet, got chicken feet. Got the chicken here, got some dry fish, got some papano, I got some tilapia, it's in the head box. This is some pig feet, and the spinach itself. So just trying to melt it out. And back to the part of the seasoning, I already did the cleaning of the meat and stuff. See, I got 3 different type of meat in here that I'm trying to cook. I got some fish, got some chicken, and other meat here. So I just clean them up, make sure I wash them real good. You have to keep your meat clean, stuff like that. You don't want to cook and make sure you clean the fish real well. Clean the head of the fish, take out all the guilt from in there. Keep it clean. And the chicken, you have to make sure you take off all the fat from the chicken. I don't like to cook with fat in the chicken, so I make sure clean it up really good. Take off all the fat from the chicken, to look good. Because if you leave the fat in there and you're cooking, you're gonna see all those grease over the soup or the food and stuff like that. I don't like that. So I always try to take off the fat from the chicken, And the fish, clean it better. Make sure I wash, scrub it up with the knife. Make sure it's really clean. And back to the seasoning, some people, this is I think habanero pepper, the little yellow pepper, this thing burn. And those who don't eat a lot of pepper, sometimes they will just probably drop 3 of these in the soup and then they can mash it up later. And For me, I love pepper. So instead of me doing this, some people would just cut the onion like this and put it in there along with the crown cube. Put them in there, and salt. Put some salt in there. I'll show you here. Probably you can measure your salt if you want to. Many of us, sometimes when we're cooking, the measurement is in the head. So just put some salt. Maybe I'll just do 1.5 teaspoon. Make sure and pour salt in it there. And I'll take some black pepper. A little bit of black pepper, and just, I don't have to measure it, just pour a little bit in there. A little black pepper. And some of the chicken flavor I will use, maybe one teaspoon. You just stir over a bit to get that little juicy flavor in there. And I always love to, like, the pepper, put the pepper in the blender along with the onion and some of this, just drop it in there and blend it. I think for me it's much a little better because all the mixture ingredient is already in there, and then just drop it in there. I think it will look a little juicy. It'll be easier to go in there, and instead of just dropping this in there and sitting on it. So I like to blend them and then just just stir it all over it, put it all over. Yeah, so I just let it go in there, and it can sit in there. You're gonna boil with that. I can even just let this sit for maybe 2 minutes for now, or I can just put it on the fire, put some low heat on it, get it to boil along with this, to get all the juice into that real good. Yeah. So that's the seasoning part. That's how I do my seasoning. Other people will do it differently, but for me, that's how I want to do my seasoning. I want the pepper to be in there because this type of weather, man, is good for pepper. If you can't eat pepper that much, you can just drop this 3 in there, and then maybe you can mash one up and see it'll be better for you. But for me, this 3 pepper is nothing. So blending it here, I think I'm blending about 7 pepper and some onion, 2 of this, little bit of salt. Blend it up and put it in there. Everything is just sitting in there. You can also fry the spinach if you want to, but I'm not doing it that way. I'm going to boil it in another way and then put palm oil. I don't know if you heard about red oil, palm oil before. I got a whole big gallon in here. I'll show you. Palm oil. So this is what we call the palm oil. It's made out of palm. No, this is the tabaki oil. I'm not cooking the tabaki oil. I'm cooking the palm oil. The palm oil will be something like this. Yeah. I have the big gallon on here also, but I'm gonna cook something like this into that. I'm not frying it. I'm gonna cook palm oil, red oil. It's good, healthy for you. All right. Thank you. This thing is boiling right now. You see all the juice in the pot, all those juice, where is all the flavor gonna be in there. Yeah, so I'll let it to boil for like maybe 30 minutes or less than that, but I want to juice all the juice to get into that, and then once it boils for like 30 minutes, I'm gonna empty it from the pot, put it in another bowl, and then get the spinach in there to boil a little bit too, with some ingredients mixed up into that. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this flavored water and put it into the spinach for it to boil together, and then later on I'll put the meat in there too to boil for some time, and then I'm gonna drop the red oil in there too. But in that process I will show you everything that I'm doing. Okay, so I took them off the bag. I make sure and wash them real good. I use this, this we call it a sifter. So I use this to wash the spinach in. Make sure get it clean up real good. I didn't just take it from the bag and decide to put it in a pot to cook it. No, I have to wash it down in this thing here, in the sifter. And use this to be able to save the leaf from not falling off into the drainage. So I use this to wash the spinach in here, get it clean up. Alright. So guys, this is it. I already took it from the fire already. The parboiled chicken and different ingredients. See in there? Ooh, you see how juicy it look? See the juicy water in there? Ooh, yep. Yum, 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 yum. Yep, good. So I got it on the fire for now. Slow boiling and stuff. And then later I'm gonna put in the juicy water from the meat and let it boil along with it. But now just allowing it to boil by itself a little bit, because you know spinach got own water in there, so I just allow the spinach water to boil out a little bit, and then I'll add the juicy water in there too. Alright, well, we're gonna cook together. I'll take you through the process until. So I just put in the juicy water, the ingredients. I put in the chicken and all those juicy things I show you in the bowl. I put them back here to boil with the spinach and stuff like that for some time. And then when they boil and dry down, then I'm gonna put the oil in there, the red oil. So this is, I left the fish in there because I don't want it to mash up. So that one gonna go in there later, and this one too gonna go in there later too. So that's it. So that's it right here. It's a fish. Yeah. The end part of the cooking. See, that's the red oil in there. So you just have to boil to dry down. So thank you for being with me throughout, from the starting part to the end. See, this is all the juicy part of the spinach. This is how we cook spinach. We cook it two different ways. You can cook it with palm oil, or you can also fry it. So man, this is good. I tasted it and oh man, you can eat this with rice or something else if you want to. But it's good. It's got some pepper in it. Is not that much, but it's okay. Anyone can eat that. Alright, so I'll just leave it in there to boil, to dry, for the water in there to get dry a little bit. Alright, thank you. So next time we're gonna decide what type of soup to cook next time. So you can just drop a comment, tell me what type of soup you want me to cook. And guys, practice there. I think you can follow the video, go through that, and you can cook something nice for yourself or for your special person. Alright, if you have questions, I'll put my numbers, everything in there. Give me a jingle and we can discuss from there. Thank you. Once again, my name is Albert. Bye.